will forever be missed, but never forgotten. Rest in peace, Dick. This time, we ask you to please remove your hats and join us as we honor Dick Gallagher with a moment of silence. Thank you. Please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem.
So there's the national anthem. It poured all the way till about 6 o'clock, and now it's a beautiful fall night.
Yeah, I was kind of nervous bringing all this camera equipment up here because, of course, knowing me when it comes to the rain, I never bring a raincoat. So, of course, it pours down as soon as I was just about to get out. So, fortunately, after like 5-10 minutes of waiting in the parking lot, it cleared up. You see it on the camera feed from our wonderful cameraman, Mike Wagner. It is beautiful out here tonight, beautiful out here for the evening, and it should be a fun game.
The officials tonight, referee Brian Gaswick, umpire Tony Hazon, linesman Chester Partaz, and line judge David Wayne. West Seneca West in the white uniforms will be kicking off to Hamburg in the purple uniforms. Christian Hortman, DePasquale is the deep man for Hamburg. And we're underway. Kick comes to the near side. It'll bounce, go right through DePasquale's legs, goes back to about the 11-yard line where it's downed. It'll be 1st and 10. But there is a flag on the play. That was Terry Mobley for Hamburg. Tevin Mobley, who tried to pick it up. Ball went through his hands and landed at about the 11-yard line.
Yeah, that was very, very close. It went through right the Hamburg's returner's hand, which, immediately they hit contact. It's free from there, but looked like he didn't touch it. Hamburg will start off a good field position.
Bulldogs start at their own 35-yard line. Lucas Freeland at quarterback. Oh, wait, I got this backwards, don't I? Hamburg with the ball. Quarterback is Jeffrey Lavelle. Takes the snap. He goes back to pass on 1st down. He's going to go deep down the near sideline. Caught. Incomplete. The official says no. It couldn't hang on to the football. Elijah DePasquale couldn't haul that one in. Had his man beat, but the defensive back came back to break that one up. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line.
A little different than what we saw in last week's matchup between Jamestown and Hamburg. Hamburg just did a lot of running, wasn't really being successful moving the ball up the field against that tough Red Raider defense. Their first play of the game, they take a shot downfield, and Mobley almost had a nice big catch to put his team in enemy territory.
Lavelle awaits the snap. And this time he's going to keep it. Coming to the near side, cuts up the middle, and gains about 6 yards out to about the 42-yard line where it'll be 3rd down, about 3rd and 4. So Lavelle can throw it. He can run it a little bit too. 3rd and 4 for the Bulldogs. Opening drive. Lavelle, a sophomore. Tough opening week for Hamburg last week. And Lavelle rolls to the left. He's under pressure. He throws incomplete on the far side, intended for Josh Hine. He was under pressure from Alex Knowles, among others. And the Bulldogs will punt it away.
Quick 3 and out for Hamburg, but I like that drive, honestly. It was a lot more aggressive than what they'd done in their loss against Jamestown. I like what they did there.
Brady Reinagle on to punt. Isaiah Simmons, one of the deep men. He had 6 touchdowns last week, so keep your eyes on him. Tevin Mobley, the other. Reinagle gets the snap. Kick is high on the far side, and it'll bounce and go out of bounds at about the West Seneca West 39-yard line, where the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10. So Simmons with a spectacular week last week.
15 carries, almost 170 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns. One went for 70 yards to the house. Also on the defensive side, had an interception return for a touchdown. And he wasn't the only one putting up yards on the ground. Quarterback for West Seneca West, Lucas Freeland, also did a great job, 112 on the ground. And then Jaden Macy with 118, who also contributed with the rushing touchdown.
1st and 10 for the West Seneca West Indians. Lucas Freeland is the quarterback. Hands it off to Simmons. Simmons cuts to the outside, still on his feet. He's got some room to run. Simmons still on his feet and finally knocked out of bounds inside the Hamburg 40-yard line. He's down to about the 36-yard line. We'll see exactly where they spot it. Well, Simmons with a quick burst and good speed. Now they'll spot it right at the 40-yard line. Well, it'll be 1st and 10 for the West Seneca West Indians.
And that's going to be a challenge with Simmons. He was so good last week. They weren't able to just use him. They were able to use Freeland and Massey as well.
Simmons gets the handoff, goes to the outside. He's still on his feet. He's got running room, and he's still battling for extra yardage. And Simmons is finally knocked out of bounds inside the 20, close to about the 10 or 12-yard line. 2 plays, 2 hands off to Simmons, and big gains on both plays. He is more than just a handful. There's a flag on that play, and it's going against West Seneca.
Oh, that's a killer.
And we'll see well, they're walking this one way back. Holding against the West Seneca West Indians. It'll still be 1st down, but they'll have to go 12 to get the 1st down. So Simmons goes back to 1 carry for 21 yards. Rolling to the near side, he throws, and oh, nice catch by to Demarion Weatherspoon. Goes up, makes the nice catch. That's a 1st down. So West Seneca East, and West Seneca West, with a nice start to this drive, despite the penalty. They're inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. Really nice catch by Demarion Weatherspoon, the senior wide receiver. He's 6'2" and 170 pounds.
Yeah, he faced pressure with Ryan Gamolka, defensive back, who also plays running back for Hamburg. Faced pressure immediately as Weatherspoon caught the ball and able to dish out more yards to move the chains for West Seneca West.
And there's a handoff, and Massey's going nowhere. He's actually shoved back. The whistle blows. So that's the first play from scrimmage that didn't go anywhere. No gain. Be second down and 10.
That might have to be Hamburg's game plan. I don't know how much West Seneca West likes to throw the football. I mean, it's not really, they don't really have to throw much because you have guys like a Massey and Simmons with you. So you might have to, maybe put 7 or 8 defenders in the box. Probably show a little bit more blitz.
Second and 10. High snap. And the quarterback will keep it and he'll only gain a yard or 2. Lucas Freeland on the run there. Maybe a 2-yard gain. It'll be second and 8. They're going to say he lost a yard. Scoreboard said he lost a yard. So we'll go with third and 11. 8:20 to play. First quarter scoreless here at Hamburg. Third and long for West Seneca West. Freeland back to pass. The pass is knocked up in the air. It's incomplete. And I think that was Josh Hine who got a hand on that one and knocked it down. That'll bring up fourth down, 4th and 12. Big defensive play there by the Bulldogs.
And that was still a tough challenge, for Hamburg because you were expecting a pass play or you could expect a run play to Simmons, who's known to get the big chunk of yardage. Right there, they go for the pass play. Defensive end on the left side of Hamburg just comes right by, thinks he has a fumble, but he had enough forward motion by Freeland to set up an incomplete pass.
West Seneca West will go for it. They're at the Hamburg 30-yard line. Empty backfield. Now Simmons comes in motion. Fake to Simmons. There's the throw deep over the middle. Incomplete. Nobody there. No flags on the play. Looked like Julian Maloney, the senior tight end, got knocked down, but there's no flag, and Hamburg will take over on downs at their own 30-yard line. So each team has had the ball once, and neither team was able to score.
He was the one that actually fell down. He pushed down actually one of the Hamburg defenders. In the process, he thought that they faced contact when the ball was in his vicinity, but no flag was called. Wasn't considered a catchable ball by the refs, and turnover on downs.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs. Lavelle hands it off and going nowhere. Not sure if that's Miskell or Gallagher, but he was met in the backfield. Loss of a couple of yards, bring up second down and 12.
That was Noah Gallagher, their junior running back, also plays linebacker.
A loss of 2. West Seneca West knew what was coming there. They were right on top of that one. Lavelle, there's the handoff, and once again, no room to run for Gallagher. He's stuffed. So West Seneca West with some pretty stout defense on the first 2 plays of this series. Maloney on the stop. No gain on the play, bring up third down and 12, so we'll see if Lavelle will put it up in the air.
He's going to have to. He's going to find a way to get this offense to move down the field. That last punt, was only pinning West Seneca West towards around their 39, 40-yard line.
Third down and 12, 6:28 to play. First quarter, no score. West Seneca West here at Hamburg. Lavelle back to pass. He's under pressure. He throws deep over the middle, and it is caught for a first down. Big gain there. Bryce Hand on the catch, and that takes it all the way down to about the West Seneca West 38-yard line. First and 10, Hamburg. Big play there. A 35-yard gain there.
And I like the confidence from Lavelle. He had that first one over to, I believe that was, I want to say it was Elijah De Pasquale on that first deep pass. It was incomplete. He couldn't haul it down, but this one hand, able to corral it down past the secondary. Last line of defense, able to make a big tackle, and Hamburg's now, in enemy territory.
And here's Lavelle, the quarterback's going to keep it coming to the near side. He stops, tries to cut back, but he's going nowhere as the West Seneca West defense is stout, and they stop him for maybe a gain of a yard, but I think they're going to call that no gain, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
With only 5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter as the clock's ticking down, it's been a little bit opposite from where these teams were last week. You saw West Seneca West just pound it out in their week 1 matchup for a win, whereas Hamburg struggled a little bit to get an offense going, and their defense struggled against Hamburg's offense. So right now it seems a little bit more of an even matchup here.
Well, last week, West Seneca West had a big win and Hamburg had a big loss, right? Jamestown beat Hamburg, correct? And who did West Seneca West play?
West Seneca West, if I could.
Niagara Wheatfield.
Yep.
There's a handoff to Gallagher, bursting up the middle. Some good hard running there, and he's finally shoved back after a gain of about 7 or 8 yards. And that'll bring up 3rd down.
3rd and 4, 6-yard gain for Gallagher.
Gain of 6 for Gallagher, 3rd and 4. Ball on the West Seneca West 31-yard line. Lavelle has not been shy about putting the ball up in the air.
And against the secondary so far, he's had the arm strength, to do it, able to throw it as far as he can.
Lavelle takes the snap. Oh, it's a reverse. And going around to the far side and looks like he got the first down, but there's a flag, Bryce Hand on the run, and a late flag comes in. So there are actually 3 flags on the field. So that was a little bit of a razzle-dazzle there. Double pitch, and that's coming back. It's going against Hamburg. A block in the back, illegal block in the back by Hamburg.
And it was a nice design play. You fooled West Seneca West a little bit to where you can probably, chew up some yards to try to get a first down, but, like we always say, penalties, kill offensive drives, and right there, that was one where you didn't need to happen.
So 3rd and 12 from the 39-yard line for Hamburg. Scoreless in the first quarter, 3:45 to play. Howe Field in Hamburg.
It looks like we're going to have official timeout. I don't know if they're going to talk over either the spot of the ball.
Well, no official word. Lavelle.
Well, just wanted to make sure the ball's in the right spot. And now resume play.
And we're set to go. 3rd and 12. Lavelle looks to throw. Back to pass. He throws deep into the near corner. And it is caught inside the 10-yard line. Coots on the catch. Jack Coots. First down, Hamburg. That'll be 1st and goal from the 8-yard line for the Bulldogs. So Hamburg not afraid to throw it downfield. 31-yard gain. And 1st and goal from the 8. Lavelle hands it off, going straight up the middle. And inside the 5-yard line, Gomolka gets down inside the 5, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
It was funny, both running backs collided on there. Gomolka trying to get his team first points of the game, and Isaiah Simmons stopping him right before he got there.
2nd and goal from the 3 for Hamburg. Been a great drive for the Bulldogs. completed a couple of long passes in this one, and if they score here, they will overcome a penalty that wiped out a first down. Here we go, 2nd and goal. Lavelle brings him to the line of scrimmage. Lavelle's going to keep it himself. Running to the right. He's into the end zone for the touchdown. And Hamburg takes a 6-0 lead on the 3-yard run by sophomore quarterback Jeffrey Lavelle. Gaping hole there, Jake.
Yeah, and that's a lot of credit to the offensive line. And a good job by Lavelle at first. That was an option play. They faked it over for Bryce Hand. Defense bit on that. Lavelle was wide open, had some blockers, had a nice, easy hole to go through for 6.
Brady Reinigal will attempt the extra point. Kick is up and good. And with 1:42 to play in the first quarter, it's Hamburg 7, West Seneca nothing. Reinigal, by the way, played soccer for Hamburg too, so at least he's getting his seasons in. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back right after this.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
Welcome back to Hamburg High School, where the Bulldogs have taken a 7-0 lead over West Seneca West on a 3-yard run by quarterback Jeffrey Lavelle. 1:42 to play in the first quarter, and Reinigal will kick it off to West Seneca West. Simmons and Mobley, the deep men, and the kick is bounced, goes over Mobley, picked up at about the 2-yard line, spinning away from one tackler, and still on his feet. Great effort, but the Bulldogs tackle him inside the 5-yard line.
That was Amarian Thomas, their sophomore, plays wide receiver, and on the defensive side also plays cornerback. Just a mishap there from his teammate, Tevin Mobley. Thomas able to pick it up, made a great effort making some guys miss on Hamburg's return team, but they came right up there, swallowed him up, and they're going to have 95 yards to go to try to get a touchdown.
Well, they have Isaiah Simmons on the roster, and he's already shown that he can make things happen. So Freeland brings the Indians out of the huddle. Simmons standing behind him. There's the handoff to Simmons. Not a lot of room to run. The Bulldogs defense is stout, and it'll be 2nd down.
And, you know, that's been a really good game plan for Hamburg. They know this is a strong running team. You add more players towards that box, 7, 8 guys, blitz them. It's going to be hard for Simmons to find holes to get through.
2nd and 10, no gain on the play. Freeland throws to the near side, caught by Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon still on his feet, breaks a couple of tackles, and he's out close to beyond the 25-yard line for a first down. Nice catch and run by Demarion Weatherspoon, the senior wide receiver.
And they didn't throw.
There's a penalty coming up, a holding penalty, and that's on West Seneca West. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Well, it's perfect that you did. I was going to mention how great that pass play was to set him up for a first down, but like you mentioned, you caught the flag on the play, and I'll move West Seneca West back.
Well, I saw referee Brian Gaswick make the holding signal. I didn't really see the flag, but I saw the man in the white hat make the call. So that'll be 2nd down, 2nd and 7 after the penalty from the 5-yard line. Final minute of play in the first quarter, 7-0 Hamburg. And we got a whistle and a flag, and that might be delay of game against the offense. We'll see. We'll wait for the official indication. Offside against the defense, so Hamburg gives them a free 5 yards. Be second down and 2 now.
Penalties on Hamburg. 5-yard penalty offsides. Still second down. Second down, 2 yards to go.
Freeland hands it off to Simmons, and Hamburg knew that was coming. They spin him down to the ground. Don't think he gained anything there. Bring up third down. 3rd and 2 from about the 12-yard line.
Yeah, Mike Solulak was right there off the edge, right side. They had Simmons go towards the left, and he had no blocking whatsoever. And Solulak right there, able to grab him up, bring him down.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score. Hamburg 7, West Seneca West nothing. We're back after this short break.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
Back at Hamburg High School, senior night here for the Bulldogs. The senior players and senior cheerleaders given a tip of the cap before the game, introduced with their parents. Unfortunately, the stands aren't packed. We all know the reason why, COVID-19, but at least we do have some fans here, 2 per player, and if you look across the way, you'll see some fans on the West Seneca West sideline as well. No room for Simmons to run there. It'll be 3rd down and 3 from about the 14-yard line for the Indians, wearing the white uniforms with the yellow helmets and green numbers. Hamburg, of course, in their purple jerseys, or black jerseys with purple numbers and white trim and gray pants. The teams will switch ends of the field, and West Seneca West will try to keep the drive alive here. Hamburg scored on a short run by quarterback Jeffrey Lavelle in the first quarter. First play of the second quarter. Freeland hands it off to Simmons. Simmons cuts to the outside. He's got a first down and then some. Coming down the sideline and finally brought down after a huge gain out to about the 46-yard line. Isaiah Simmons. You know what, Jake? Keep giving this kid the ball. Every time he touches it, he makes something happen.
That was a 43-yard gain by Isaiah Simmons. And, you know, he did a lot of the work, but give credit to number 9, Justin Piowarzik. He plays tight end. He's also on linebacker on the defensive side. He gave him a big hole where he can cut right through, where he was able to cut to the outside towards Hamburg sidelines to get a big first down.
And this is Freeland. And he's got about 4 or 5 yards out to about midfield. He's close to midfield. He kept it himself. It'll bring up second down. Gain of 4 on the play for the junior quarterback. Miskell among those on the tackle for Hamburg. Bulldogs leading this one 7-0. 11:25 to play in the second quarter. Handoff to Simmons, gets away from one tackler, comes around the side, but he can't beat the second tackler. Some good defense there by Hamburg.
stop along with Jack Coots. It'll be third
Coots on the tackle there. It'll bring up third down. Well, obviously, they're keying on Simmons, and that to me is great strategy because he's explosive, makes things happen.
Third down 5.
Third and 5 for West Seneca West.
And I like the confidence from Hamburg. This is, looks like a lot different team than what I saw when I went down to watch the Jamestown game.
And there's the handoff to Simmons. He goes right straight up the middle. He's got a first down and then some down to about the 32-yard line. First and 10, West Seneca West. That time Simmons cut a little bit to the outside and came straight up the middle for another good gain.
17-yard gain on the play.
Gain of 17. First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Now it's a combination of everything for West Seneca West rushing game. Not only do you have this great speed and agility for Simmons, but this blocking has been tremendous so far. They're giving him the big holes to run through.
And there's a play-action pass wide open, but the throw is a little too far for Weatherspoon. They faked the handoff to Simmons, and Weatherspoon was flying, but the pass was a little bit overthrown by Freeland. And there's a flag on the play. Let's see what Ben Gaswick says.
It's like Hamburg's head coach Jeff Tripp believes there's a penalty on West Seneca West, and he's correct.
It's a holding call on the Indians, so they'll back up and they'll have first down, but they'll have further to go. That'll move the ball all the way back to the Hamburg 43-yard line. First and 20 for the Indians. Simmons comes to the near side along with Thomas. Freeland, and now Simmons goes in motion. And the quarterback, Freeland, goes right up the middle, spinning away from tacklers, and he'll get a chunk of that yardage back. Got about 10 or 11 yards. It'll be second down. Good run there by quarterback Lucas Freeland. Faked the handoff to Simmons, kept it himself, and got a good gain.
Not only that, but he's actually had a couple times in this game where his centers, snapped the ball just a little bit high for Freeland's liking. He's had to corral it and come with it a couple times. That's resulted in him rushing the ball. That could have been a play for Simmons, but at the same time, they're doing a good job mixing it up where Simmons gets some carries and Freeland does. They're getting Hamburg a little bit jumpy to predict who gets the ball.
Freeland, short pass to Simmons on the far side. Simmons got a first down on the far side, and he's inside the 20-yard line, so Simmons can catch it too. And first and 10 for the Indians. The Indians with an impressive drive going here. They trail 7-0 with 8:50 to play in the second quarter.
And this is a much-needed drive for West Seneca West. Very low-scoring game so far. 7-0 our score in favor of Hamburg. And, Hamburg had the ball to start off this the game. So you want to try to at least tie this game up and try to get another quick touchdown or some points to go in the half up.
There's a handoff and not much room to run there for Simmons. He might have even lost a yard or two. Got thrown back by the stout Hamburg defense. That'll bring up third down. Well, they haven't changed the down marker, so I think I'm wrong. It's second down. Second down. That was my mistake. Second and 10 from the 20. Freeland, play action, short pass for Simmons on the far side, incomplete. Tried to find Simmons on the far sideline, but couldn't connect, and that'll bring up third down.
You know, that was one of those situations for West Seneca West. If it ain't broke, don't fix. They did that 2 plays earlier. It resulted in a huge gain. They tried to go with it again. Couldn't really tell from this angle if it was deflected or Simmons ended up dropping it, but, you know, that's a play that, you know, you expect to be successful. It doesn't work there, but, you know, you still have plenty in your arsenal in this 3rd and down situation.
Third down. Freeland takes the snap, rolls to the right. He's in trouble, and down he goes. Big sack by the Bulldogs. And that'll bring up 4th down, 4th and long, as the Hamburg defense comes through with a big sack.
And that was a much-needed sack. Try to push back the Indians to try to put them out in a much tougher situation. And that was a beautiful job by the front 4 of Hamburg's defensive line, just breaking through West Seneca West's offensive line to bring down Freeland.
Nowhere to go that time. 4th and 20.
4th down, 20 to go.
For West Seneca West. Simmons split out in the slot at the top of your TV screen. We got whistles and a timeout taken by West Seneca West. That's the first timeout either team has used, and we'll use that occasion to take a timeout of our own, and we'll be back right after this.
I love being home.
With exclusive buyer insights and our 100% money-back guarantee, we're confident we'll find buyers for your home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
4th and 20 from the 27-yard line. West Seneca West with the ball at the Hamburg 27-yard line. Indians trail this one 7-0. The only scoring play of the game, a 3-yard run by Hamburg quarterback Jeffrey Lavelle. His opposite number, Lucas Freeland here, trying to get the Indians a first down and keep this drive alive.
I'm curious to see what West Seneca West does here. You know, obviously, with 17 yards to go, could definitely see a big pass play. You could also see, if you get good blocking, Simmons with the ball in his hand could go more than 17 yards and try to, get him down and pin him in the red zone.
Well, the Hamburg defense has been outstanding so far. Yes, they've given up a couple of big plays to Simmons, and the Indians have moved the ball a bit, but when they've had to, the Hamburg defense has been more than just plain stout. Simmons in the slot on the far side. Freeland out of the shotgun, takes the snap, steps back to pass. He throws deep downfield, and it is caught for the touchdown.
Touchdown, West Seneca West.
Isaiah Simmons hauls that one in, and it's a 7-6 game in favor of Hamburg.
27-yard passing play.
He's been a dual threat guy on this offense. Last week, we saw him with 5 rushing touchdowns. This week, he's able to get it through the air, his second catch of the game. He already has 42 yards in the air so far, and it results in his first rushing touchdown of the season.
Lucas Freeland will try to kick the extra point and tie this game at 7. 6:34 to play here in the second quarter. Kick is up and good, and the game is tied at 7. An impressive drive by the West Seneca West Indians. And now Hamburg will get the ball back, and we'll see which direction the game goes. Isaiah Simmons, I got to say again, and I see what the West Seneca West coaches are doing. Keep getting the ball in that guy's hands because he makes things happen.
Yeah, he's obviously their best player on this team, and when he can do that, plus on the defensive side, make big tackles, get, interceptions or pass deflections when the ball's through the air. He's just been a one-man wrecking crew for this team, and West Seneca West is very lucky to have him.
Tevin Mobley. Excuse me, that's Elijah DePasquale, one of the deep men for Hamburg. as West Seneca West gets set to kick it off.
Christian Hortman kickoff. Bryce Hand and Elijah DePasquale back for the Bulldogs.
Elijah DePasquale, the other deep man. That kick will bounce at about the 35-yard line where Hamburg will fall on it, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. It'll be 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line, so Lavelle will bring them out. Tied at 7. Quite a contrast for these teams to what happened in their season openers. Those games were both blowouts.
Hamburg's head coach, Jeff Tripp, definitely, switched up the game plan to where they were probably going to into the season because, like I mentioned before with that Jamestown game, there wasn't a lot of passing that Lavelle did. There was more of an option read, but led to more run plays between him, Gallagher, and Gamoka. But in this case, Tripp's letting Lavelle use his arm. He's letting him, let Lavelle become confident as he throws the ball each time, and it's led to success for this team and led to a touchdown.
Well, my guess is Jamestown, that might be the best team in Western New York. That's a powerhouse. That might have had something to do with it. There's a pitch and nowhere to run for the Bulldogs.
Who is it once again? Isaiah Simmons making that tackle.
Yeah. If there was a gain, it was very short. Hand had the ball and had nowhere to go, so it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 29-yard line. Lavelle rolls to the right, looks to pass. He's in trouble, but he does get the ball away, and it's thrown incomplete out of bounds on the far side. Lavelle under heavy pressure there and essentially just threw that one away.
Yeah, looked like he had a retentive receiver, but he ended up falling down. And as he's facing pressure rolling out of the pocket, he knows that throwing that out of the way towards the vicinity of the receiver, he's not going to get an intentional grounding.
Actually looked like he threw it out of bounds. Smart, young quarterback too. He's only a sophomore. 6 feet tall, 200 pounds. Third down. Here's Lavelle back to pass. He's got some time. Now he's getting a little pressure. Coming to the near side. Somebody's coming up behind him, and down he goes. And look who made the tackle. Does that look familiar to you? Number 2, Isaiah Simmons brings him down, and it'll bring up 4th down for Hamburg. Simmons is a junior running back and linebacker. He's 5'10", 180 pounds, and all over the field. Kevin Mobley and Simmons go back to receive the punt from Brady Reinigal. As I said, Reinigal, good soccer player too. Here's the kick coming to the near side. Bounces at the 45. Simmons takes it. He's hit immediately, and down he goes. That's the only way you're going to stop him. Hit him immediately. And Simmons goes down at about the 35-yard line where West Seneca West will take over. 1st and 10. Jack Coots makes the tackle.
Well, Simmons does a lot of things right when he's out there. That was probably one of the rare mistakes he would have made because as soon as he grabs it, you have 3 Hamburg defenders right there. Elijah DePasquale able to make contact with him right away, and Simmons a bit lucky there that he didn't fumble it.
Well, I'm going to defend him a little bit there, Jake. If he lets the ball roll and it goes past him, there's some field position there. So I have no issue with that. 1st and 10 for West Seneca West. Handoff to Simmons. He bursts through the line of scrimmage, takes a big hit, gains about 5 yards, planted on the ground. Mike Sevulik on the tackle there for Hamburg.
7-yard gain on the play.
Gain of 7, 2nd and 3 for West Seneca West. Pass to the far side, tipped, but caught by Witherspoon, and the ball's out. Let's see who's got it. Looks like West Seneca West has it. Did he pitch that to someone on the far side, or was it a fumble that got picked up? I honestly couldn't tell. Either way, that's a first down for West Seneca West.
He fumbles on the play, but West Seneca recovered the fumble.
So I'm going to go with the PA man.
Be a first down.
It was a fumble, and it was advanced forward.
Not only that, that pass was also tipped by when Freeland made that throw to Weatherspoon. He grabbed some yards, like you mentioned, he fumbles it. I believe that was Marion Thomas that picked it up to give West Seneca West more positive yardage.
Well, it's 1st and 10, and they're at about the 38-yard line of Hamburg and driving. And Freeland will keep it himself. He'll get some tough yards, and he'll be smothered after a gain of 3 or 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. Lucas Freeland keeping the ball that time. He called his own number. Stu Boyer, Jake Fiak, Mike Wagner, and Tim Gardner from Hamburg High School on what feels like an autumn night for football, even though it's springtime. 2nd and 7 from the 36. Handoff goes to to Simmons, who goes around the far side, shoved back a little bit short of the first down. And that'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd and 2 for West Seneca West after the 5-yard gain by Simmons.
And this is what I like what West Seneca West is doing. Not only are they moving up down the field, they're killing clock as well. Clock with 2:40 and ticking down here and remaining in the first half. They get the ball to start off the second half, so if they can end here not only with points on the board, but with little time for Hamburg to come back and answer back, that's good momentum for them towards once the first half comes up.
3rd and 2 from the 31. Pass caught on the far side. It's Witherspoon still on his feet and finally brought down inside the 20-yard line. Witherspoon, one of the favorite targets for Freeland. And that's enough for a first down for West Seneca West.
First and 10 on the 19-yard line.
Ball at the 19-yard line, 1st and 10. For West Seneca West. Game is tied at 7. 2 minutes left in the first half. And we get some whistles. And Hamburg takes a timeout. That is the first timeout the Bulldogs have used in the half. Hamburg scored first, a 3-yard run by quarterback Jeffrey Lavelle. West Seneca West tied it up on the touchdown pass from Freeland to Isaiah Simmons. And that's where we stand. 1:56 to play, second quarter, tied at 7. Been a good matchup so far.
It definitely has. I'm glad that this game has been more even up, a little bit low scoring, but nonetheless, both teams, even with this being the second game of the season, they're feeling out each other, what teams' strengths and weaknesses are. But here's also the thing, though. It's a 5-game regular season. It's not your typical regular season that we've had. So every game matters. Every play matters even more than what it has in the past couple of seasons.
Nothing typical at all about this. I mean, it's April and we're playing football. I mean, that kind of sums it up, doesn't it? Well, actually, we're not playing. They're playing. It would be a lot of fun if we could play. Probably wouldn't be very good, but it would be fun until we tried to get up out of bed the next morning. 1st and 10 for West Seneca West from the Hamburg 19-yard line. Hamburg led 7-0. West Seneca West scored its last possession, and the Indians are once again driving, and the Hamburg defense comes back out onto the field. And one of the great things about Western New York, huge downpour an hour before this game, and I mean huge. It was teeming. If this was a grass field, this field wouldn't have been playable. That's how hard it rained.
Well, good thing we didn't see. Good thing we weren't at Iroquois. I'll tell you that.
Freeland takes the shotgun snap, and he hands it off to Simmons. Simmons spinning away from one tackler, then he meets 3 or 4 others, and there's a short gain there for Isaiah Simmons. And that'll bring up 2nd down. The lights are on here at Howe Field in Hamburg. 2nd and 8 after the 2-yard gain. So West Seneca West getting to the line of scrimmage. You see some of the offensive linemen turning around looking to see what the call is. And here's Freeland, bobbles the snap, then gets it back, throws into the corner. Incomplete. Looked like he was looking for Witherspoon again. It was incomplete. Now I couldn't tell if that defensive back got a hand on that ball or not.
I don't believe he did, but it was definitely very close. Yeah, as we saw a little bit of a replay booth here from our
Tim Gardner.
Our
He's
production
special,
crew.
man. Queuing it up for you.
But even if you don't get a deflection, sometimes as a receiver, if that defender has a hand up, it can kind of blind you a little bit as an anticipation of that ball is going to be deflected or not. And as that ball went through the top of that hand, he wasn't able to get his, hands down to make the catch.
3rd and 8 to hand it off to Simmons. Simmons still on his feet, still going down inside to about the 5-yard line, maybe the 4-yard line, where it'll be 1st and goal for West Seneca West.
First down, Indians. 1st and goal from the 3.
They spot the ball at the 3-yard line. Who do you think they're going to give it to here, Jake?
They definitely could do it to Simmons. I mean, actually, Freeland, that's how he got. That's how he could give it to Freeland right here as well. He's been known to rush it too.
There's the snap, the handoff to Simmons, tries to get outside, and the defense finds a way to stop him. And now we'll get a timeout from West Seneca West.
Brought down short of the goal line. Indians take their 2nd timeout.
20 seconds left in the first half. It'll be 2nd and goal for West Seneca West. Tied at 7. Indians trying to take the lead before halftime.
Yeah, nothing would be more of a momentum shifter to get this touchdown very late in the first half and then start off the second half with possession of the ball. And you could say for the other side for Hamburg as well, if they're able to use their goal line defense to perfection and stopping Simmons or Freeland or anyone on that team to put points on the board.
Give you an idea how the sport has changed. When I was young, if you won the coin toss, you always took the ball because you wanted the ball first. Now it seems most teams defer just for this scenario. So they hope they score toward the end of the first half, the later the better, and get the ball back at the beginning of the 3rd quarter and score again. And that's how a lot of games get broken open. Of course, I think that Bill Belichick had a guy named Tom Brady on his team, and that's why he started the whole defer thing. Well, here we go. 2nd and goal from the 3 for West Seneca West in the white uniforms. Game tied at 7, 20 seconds to play in the first half. Lucas Freeland awaits the snap. Simmons in the backfield with him. And Freeland will keep it himself. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown. And West Seneca West takes a lead 13-7 with 16 seconds left in the half. So each quarterback has a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, Freeland was going to be one of those guys to try to, plow it in the end zone. I know Simmons is their main running back, but Freeland's not too, afraid of running the ball and also has a nice burst of speed as well. He was able to keep it, found the hole, goes in for 6.
And Freeland will try to add the extra point to make this a 7-point game. Kick is up and good, and with 16 seconds to play in the first half, it's West Seneca West 14 and home team Hamburg 7. 14-7, the visitors lead this one. So that's another impressive drive for West Seneca West.
And it was the perfect situation for West Seneca West to be in. Now you're up by 7 with 16 seconds left. Try and stop Hamburg, go into halftime, start off with the ball in the second half, try to score again on your first drive, and you've opened this game even more.
And it's got to be a good feeling to score late in the half. You take that into the locker room with you, wherever you go these days, because you're not going to the locker room, right?
Yeah.
In the COVID era, probably just go in the corner of one of the end zones. So West Seneca West will kick off. Pasquale and Hand are the deep men for Hamburg. Christian Hortman will kick it off. And the kick will bounce at about the 20, taken on the far side by Hand, and he'll bring it all the way out to close to the 40-yard line. He's about at the 37-yard line. Hamburg has 10 seconds to either take a knee or do something else. They trail 14-7. And we'll see how the Bulldogs play this one.
Oh, we saw Lavelle a couple times trying to throw deep downfield. He's not afraid to throw it. He could try and do it here.
Well, we'll see what Jeff Tripp trusts his young quarterback to do. And most likely, this is going to be a kneel down. That would be my guess. And there they will take the knee, and that'll bring the first half to a close. So at halftime, it is West Seneca West 14, Hamburg 7. And we'll be back with the second half after this short break.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Call 835-WOLF. Remember, you call on the Wolf. That's all you had to say. Call today.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. WNYathletics.com is the premier high school sports website in Western New York, providing the best sports coverage of Section 6 and Monsignor Martin leagues. Check out our page for daily game recaps and late-breaking sports news. Our online scoreboards are updated in real time. Never miss a goal or touchdown. Visit WNYathletics.com today or follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Call 835-WOLF. Remember, you calling the wolf. That's all you had to say. Call today.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. WNYathletics.com is the premier high school sports website in Western New York, providing the best sports coverage of Section 6 and Monsignor Martin leagues. Check out our page for daily game recaps and late-breaking sports news. Our online scoreboards are updated in real time. Never miss a goal or touchdown. Visit WNYathletics.com today or follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
Welcome back to Hamburg High School as we get set for the second half. West Seneca West leading this one 14-7. Hamburg scored first, and West Seneca West scored late in the first half to take a 7-point lead. So we're about to get, it's a perfect night. It feels like fall. I know we're in the spring. It's been an odd season because of COVID. And West Seneca West will receive the kickoff to start the second half. Brady Reinigal will kick it off for Hamburg. Isaiah Simmons and Tevin Mobley will be the deep men for West Seneca West in the white. Hamburg will kick it off toward the goal to our right. West Seneca West will attack the goal to our left, and the second half is underway. The kick will bounce. It'll come to Mobley at about the 12-yard line. He handles it cleanly, tries to cut back across the field, and is smothered at about the 20-yard line, where West Seneca West will take over 1st and 10. Senior night here at Hamburg. Honors for the senior players and cheerleaders before tonight's game. A very nice touch. Also before tonight's game, the Section 6 moment of silence for the late, great Mr. Dick Gallagher, who we all truly, truly miss. A great man who had a huge influence on all of us. Sophomore this is Lucas Freeland, the junior at quarterback for West Seneca West. And he'll hand it off to Simmons, and Simmons will get maybe a yard or two before being thrown back. Good defensive play there from the Hamburg defensive line. Stu Boyer, Jake Fyack, Tim Gardner, and Mike Wagner here at Hamburg. Jake, when we get a chance, we'll get some of those unofficial first half statistics you mentioned in.
Yeah, West Seneca West is just unofficially have 188 total yards to Hamburg's 80. Do have some, I believe Lavelle was 2 for 5 on the day with 66 passing yards.
Is a quarterback keeper, and getting out close to a first down is Freeland. He did get a first down. We'll make it a 1st and 10 as the chains move on the far side. Go ahead, Jake.
And unofficially for Isaiah Simmons, I have down that he had 109 first half rushing yards. Now, just a reminder, these are not official stats. We'll try to get the official ones, towards the end of the game.
Well, one thing about doing games in the COVID era, there are no statisticians sitting anywhere near us where we could actually turn it and get some statistics. It's not happening in the COVID era. There's a handoff to Simmons. Big hole up the middle. Nice run. Tries to cut it outside. He's close to another first down, maybe a yard shy, but Simmons
down.
About a 9, and he's down on the field. And hopefully he gets up. But there's a trainer out to see him. Now, I don't know exactly what happened. He's down at the 40-yard line.
As soon as he went down, it looked like he immediately grabbed, I want to say, his right knee. It looked like he grabbed that as soon as he went down.
It's a 9-yard gain, 2nd and 1 for West Seneca West. Exactly 10 minutes left in the third quarter. 14-7 Indians lead the Hamburg Bulldogs as Isaiah Simmons, who's been a very fun player to watch, and is hopefully 100% is down on the field. What was his longest run? Was it that 33-yarder in the first half?
His third carry in the first quarter, he had a 43-yard run.
But he's been averaging, close to 8 yards a carry, it feels like?
Yeah, around 8 to 9 yards a carry. So, you hope that,
he's up.
Simmons gets up.
He's up. He's got to go out for at least one play. Seems to be walking just fine. But you just never know. So hopefully he's all right, and we'll see him back in the game shortly. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line for West Seneca West. I can't get over how hard it was raining when I drove up here. I mean, it was pouring. And yet now you look at the field and you never know it rained.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a good inch of water on the benches when I first walked in here. Athletic Director Pat Cawley walked by, and he made sure those benches were dry, because Pat does everything, and he does it all with great enthusiasm. One of the great people in Western New York. So Simmons will sit out this play. Jaden Massey now the running back. Freeland is going to keep it himself, comes to the near side and is tossed back for a loss, taken back down at about the 35-yard line. Mike Sevulek on the tackle. Now it'll be 3rd and 5. And Simmons is back in the game. We're very glad to see that. Be 3rd and 5 for the West Seneca West Indians. West Seneca West up 14-7, 8:55 to play in the third quarter. This is the first possession of the second half. Hamburg shows blitz, high snap. Handed off, Freeland will keep it, go to the far side. Lucas Freeland still on his feet. He's got a first down and then some, and is finally ridden out of bounds in Hamburg territory. He's out of bounds at about the Bulldogs' 45-yard line. So they faked the handoff to Simmons up the middle, and Freeland went around the right end. A gain of 20.
Yeah, he had beautiful room. He had some nice blocking towards his right, uses his burst speed to cut to the outside towards the sidelines, and getting a big needed first down and a lot more.
First and 10. Freeland fakes it, throws the pass. It's overthrown. Incomplete. Intended for Pierre Warzik, the tight end on the near side. Freeland faked the handoff to Simmons, rolled to the near side. The pass was overthrown and incomplete, so it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
And that was just a rush throw by Freeland. Had Pierre Warzik wide open and just opened himself up a bit too much, and that ball went sailing over him.
It's gotten a little chilly here. It was much warmer earlier today, but with the sun down, it's gotten a little chilly. Feels like fall, and Freeland's going to throw it again. Screen, caught by Simmons. And look at him run. There goes Simmons at the 20, at the 10. Touchdown, Isaiah Simmons. A 45-yard touchdown pass, short pass to Simmons, and his legs did the rest, and it's 20-7 in favor of West Seneca West.
Usually on those screenplays, you have tremendous blocking that gets your runner to the outside, and he can go from there. No, at that time, it's just Simmons' speed. It didn't matter what type of blocking he had. He was going to cut through any hole. He does there, goes to the outside, and has clear sailing to the end zone.
Freeland will try to add the extra point, and so West Seneca West is doing exactly what you hope to do. Kick is up and good, and it's 21-7 West Seneca West with 8:12 left in the third quarter. So West Seneca West doing exactly what you hope to do when you don't get the opening kickoff. Score late in the first half and score in your first possession of the second half. So what was once a tie game at 7 is now a 2-touchdown lead for West Seneca West.
And that creates all momentum towards West Seneca West side. This is the perfect situation that they wanted to be in. Even with 8:12 remaining in the third and you have a full fourth quarter, they're going to keep piling on the pressure. But now it creates, a little bit of a breather for both the defensive and offensive side for the Indians, as now it gets them a little bit of a wiggle room here as they progress throughout this game.
So Hamburg will get the ball for the first time in the second half. Bulldogs trailing by 14.
Hartman to kick off. Bryce Hand and Elijah DePasquale back deep for the Bulldogs.
Hand and DePasquale are the deep men. And the kick will be caught on the far, take a bounce on the far side, picked up by Hand, and he will get it back all the way out to about the 37-yard lines.
At the 35-yard line, Bulldogs will take over first.
All right, we'll make that officially at the 35-yard line where Hamburg will have it 1st and 10. This is Hamburg's first possession of the second half. Hamburg really needing to, in a perfect world, they'd be able to have a sustained drive with points at the end. But the points, obviously, are most important. Now, Lavelle goes under center. And the handoff goes up the middle. The ball almost came out. And the running back is shoved back for a loss. No room to run there. They tried to go straight up the gut. There was nothing there. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. Well, I'll say this: anybody, if you want to go watch some high school football this year, go where West Seneca West goes and watch Isaiah Simmons. He is fun to watch. Lavelle under center, and he'll hand it off. And running hard, not a lot of room to run, but a good 4-yard run there by Gallagher. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Looking at other scores around Section 6, currently Pioneers up on Burgard 31-0 as they are in the third quarter. As for McKinley and Niagara Wheatfield, the Falcons are currently up on McKinley 12-6 as they are also in the third quarter.
3rd and 6 for Hamburg. They need a first down here. The Bulldogs need to keep the football. West Seneca West with a 2-touchdown lead. They don't want to fall any further behind. Lavelle under center. And he'll pitch it to the back on the near side, and no room to run there. You hear the whistles blow as the play is stacked up. Ryan Gomolka on the carry. No gain. That'll bring up 4th and 6. So just like that, West Seneca West will get the ball back. Ryan will go on to punt.
Simmons back deep for West Seneca, along with number 8.
Gomolka tried to cut to the right side. I think he accidentally ran into his own lineman, Andrew Takas, and that stopped him from any forward progression and helped West Seneca West bring him down.
Beautiful punt. Reinelgo gets his foot into that one. Caught by Mobley and dropped, and he falls on it at his own 30-yard line. So Mobley caught it, dropped it, and fell on it. It'll be 1st and 10, West Seneca West. And I'm sure the coaches on the far side had a few heart palpitations there when the ball came out.
Yeah, that could have been costly for the Indians, but nonetheless, they still have the ball. And, what have you talked about so far? They score at the end of the first half. They start the ball after the second half, go on to touchdown on their first drive. Hamburg's first drive ends at 3-and-out. Now you have the chance to even blow this game even more wide open.
Well, they have a young man named Isaiah Simmons. You want to keep your eye on that young man. Freeland looks to pass, throws, caught on the far side, and it's Thomas with some running room. He's out, and he's got a first down on the far side of the field. Omarion Thomas with the catch and run there.
He doesn't have the speed as Simmons does, but, man, if Thomas, once he gets that ball and he plants his foot down, he can go and just you have to find a good way to stop him, and Omarion Thomas does it there, using that burst of speed to the right side for a first down.
1st and 10 at the West Seneca West 42-yard line. Freeland fakes the handoff to Simmons, keeps it himself, and is shoved back for a loss. So the Hamburg defense does a good job on that play, sniffing that one out, not fooled by the fake to Simmons.
John Bennett, like Savalik on the stop.
Bennett and Savalik on the stop. Looked like DeMario Weatherspoon, looked like he was pretty wide open on that play, but obviously that wasn't the play, which is probably the reason he looked so wide open.
Yeah, they blitzed on that play, and they had the right side of the offensive line for West Seneca West clogged up, and it didn't matter if Simmons got it or Freeland got it. They were not going to get any positive yardage.
Freeland looks to pass, short pass to Simmons, who's hit immediately as he caught it, and he's knocked back at about the 34-yard line. Cooch with the tackle. Big play there by Cooch, who's having himself quite a game.
Along with the option plays towards Simmons, that's also been a common play. Freeland finding Simmons for a little bit of a screen pass, and that time Savalik just snipped it out right away. He knew that ball was going to Simmons. As soon as Simmons catches it, Savalik is right there to throw him down for third and long.
Excuse me, you're right. That was Savalik. I don't know where I got the other name from. Anyway, 3rd and 12 for West Seneca West. And there's the pass. Oh, and Weatherspoon can't bring it in, sliding at about the 46-yard line. So the Hamburg defense stiffens, and we'll see West Seneca West will most likely punt it away. 3:29 to go in the third quarter, 21-7 Indians. Well, right now, it looks like the offense is staying on the field.
As you mentioned earlier in the broadcast about, football changing over time. That's, one of the new recent, developments in high school football is these RPO-style plays. They try to go it there, and Freeland just looked like he was a little bit off in his throwing motion. Throws behind Weatherspoon, who could have possibly had a first down.
Well, we got a timeout taken by Hamburg as the West Seneca West offense stayed on the field. They did not show punt. So with 3:29 to play in the third quarter, West Seneca West leads this one 21-7. We'll take a short break and be back after this.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
Do you have any further halftime stats from halftime, Jake? I know we're late in the third quarter, but this will give us an idea of who's got some impressive numbers. If you haven't, you may have already said them all, which is fine.
Yes, for the most part, other than that big touchdown, from West Seneca West. Other than that, it's been fairly the same here for both sides.
4th and 12 from the 38-yard line. The West Seneca West offense is still on the field. They are going for it. There's the snap, and it's a pooch punt. Punted high in the air. It'll bounce at the 30 and take a bounce all the way inside to about the 20 or 21-yard line. Freeland with the punt, and it'll be Hamburg's ball, 1st and 10. So they kept the offense out, and the quarterback punted it, took the snap, punted it, and now Hamburg gets the ball back.
And it's right at Hamburg's 20-yard line. Well, nice punt, letting it roll out, and Hamburg, who's struggled a little bit trying to get the ball down the field, now has to go 80 yards to try to cut this to a one-score game.
3:19 to go in the third quarter. Lavelle brings him out of the huddle. In the shotgun. Lavelle is going to keep it himself, and it looked like he had some running room. Got maybe 3 or 4 yards, and then he got shoved back hard by a number of players.
And the first guy he ran into is Pio Warzik, who wanted to just drop him right away, but Lavelle stayed on his feet. A couple more West Seneca West players brought him down, only for a 3-yard gain.
4-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 6.
All right, we have a discrepancy. There we go. They fixed the scoreboard. to line up with the PA announcer. So it's 2nd and 6 from the 24-yard line for Hamburg. Bulldogs trailing 21-7. We hope you're enjoying tonight's game on Western New York Athletics. Lavelle back to pass. He throws to the near side, almost intercepted. Looked like he originally wanted to go downfield. Apparently a little DePasquale, the intended receiver, and it looked maybe a little bit like a communications breakdown. At first it looked like DePasquale wanted to go deep downfield, and that's what the quarterback Lavelle wanted him to do. And then DePasquale broke off the pass route. The ball came, but he couldn't bring it in. Good defensive play there by West Seneca West. Branson Maggart, the cornerback, on the defense. So here we go. It's a big 3rd down for Hamburg. 3rd and 6 for Jeffrey Lavelle and company. He'll fake the handoff, roll to the left. He'll throw, and it is incomplete. That one was not close. Incomplete on the far side. And that'll bring up a 4th down for Hamburg. So the Bulldogs go 3 and out and will punt it back to West Seneca West. Mobley and Simmons will be back deep awaiting the punt.
And listen, those past 2 plays by Hamburg, I personally like them. It's just the execution that wasn't there. You mentioned about that miscommunication between Lavelle and his receiver, and then in this 3rd down situation, he rolled out to his left, he threw, and just fortunately pass just went too much to his receiver's left side.
So Reinigal will punt. And it's a high punt, short kick. It'll bounce and take a West Seneca West bounce. It bounced at about the Hamburg 38-yard line, and it'll be down at about the 37-yard line. So a short field for West Seneca West. They're already up 21-7 with 2:03 to play here in the 3rd quarter. And the wind has picked up. Now, I can't see a flag, but I can feel the wind blowing. As the evening has gone on, the wind has picked up, and we can feel it blowing here into the press box in Hamburg.
Yeah, it is pushing, from our camera's perspective, it is pushing a little bit towards the east side. So that wind did have a little bit of a factor from that punt.
Lucas Freeland at quarterback. And he will keep it himself, and he'll gain 2 or 3 yards before being shoved back. He faked the handoff to Simmons and kept it himself and paid the price. We'll call that a 1-yard gain, make it 2nd and 9 from the 36. Freeland, he wanted to pitch it to Simmons, but that Hamburg defense, Savalik there again. He's having a huge game. Mike Savalik, 6'3", 195, listed as a senior. Certainly been the best defensive player for Hamburg tonight, that's for sure. He's been all over the place. Not fooled by that one. In fact, he was in the backfield so fast because it looked like Freeland wanted to pitch it to Simmons, and he couldn't do it because Savalik had him wrapped up by then.
Yeah, and if Simmons had that, he looked like he could have been gone because there was so much space towards his right side.
Well, the fun thing about Simmons is every time he touches the ball, he could be gone. I mean, he's an exciting player. If Freeland drops the ball, tries to pick it up, falls on it, ball is loose on the field, and it's Hamburg football.
25 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Hamburg's defense recovers a fumble, and this is a little bit of a momentum shift. Now Hamburg has a chance in better field position in their last drive to try to get some points on the board.
Referee Ben Gaswick pointing that it's Hamburg football. Brian Gaswick, sorry. Got to get the referee's name in there. So Hamburg gets a huge, huge break. They get a 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. And now we'll see what the Bulldogs do with it as Lavelle and the offense come back out onto the field. Now Lavelle back in the shotgun. Lavelle back to pass. He runs up trying to get away from the rush, throws. The pass is batted down, incomplete on the far side. Even with the pass being batted down, it still came fairly close to the wide receiver. But it was never going to be complete once it got hit on the hand. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 Bulldogs.
Lavelle, one of those folks who wear the number 13. There are people who will not wear the number. But obviously he's quite comfortable wearing it. 12 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 10 for Hamburg at their own 48. And there's the handoff and a short gain for Bryce Hand. That'll bring up 3rd down, and that'll bring the 3rd quarter to a close. At the end of 3 quarters, it's West Seneca West 21, Hamburg 7. We'll be back with the 4th quarter after this.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
Sophia Oliveri. Olivia Michael. Quinn Hyde. And our only senior tonight on senior night, Haley Stanishevsky.
So a little recognition there for the Hamburg cheerleaders.
Girls. Hamburg cheerleaders.
As we get set, you can leave them on. Back on. Would you please put the lights back on? I'm sorry. Thank you. I did, but I changed my mind. Thank you. All right, so we get set to start the 4th quarter. 3rd down and 8 from the 50-yard line for Hamburg. Bulldogs needing points here. It's a big 3rd down here as the Bulldogs come back out onto the field, and now here come the West Seneca West Indians. 3rd and 8. Lavelle back to pass. He's got time. He looks, he throws deep downfield, and his wide receiver falls down. He got a bad break. Oh, that was unfortunate for Hamburg.
Yeah, Bryce Hand was wide open, and as soon as that ball was being chucked downfield, Hand unfortunately falls down. I believe it was number 8, Tevin Mobley, who could have a chance to pick it off, but he ended up tripping over Hand in the process as well, and nonetheless, it's incomplete, and Hamburg's punting.
Well, a bad break in the sense that the wide receiver fell down. A good break that the defenders couldn't get to the ball. Been that kind of night. Low snap. Kick is away. Nice punt. Caught by Mobley at the 15. Mobley still on his feet, trying to elude some tacklers. He does. He cuts to the outside, and he's still on his feet, breaking a couple of tackles, barreling forward and out to about the 43 or 44-yard line. Great return by Tevin Mobley. It'll be 1st and 10 for West Seneca West.
That's speed, agility, elusiveness, and just brute strength for Tevin Mobley, breaking through the tackles, getting his team another extra 10, 15 yards on that punt return, and setting them up in very nice field position.
Great return, and it'll be 1st and 10, and the flags fly. Let's see. You know, the other night, and it's an unsportsmanlike conduct, and that's on West Seneca West.
Wow.
And I'm wondering if somebody said a magic word or two that violated the Section 6 code. That's what had happened in the game the other night, although it was a Monsignor Martin game, but nonetheless, the rule's the rule. There's certain things that you can't say.
Yeah, and that kills drives, that kills the start of your drive, and that's what's happening at West Seneca West. They had great field position, and now they're being bumped down to, I want to say, within like the 29, 28-yard line in their own territory.
Bumps them back from the 43 all the way back to about their own 29-yard line, where it's 1st and 10. And there's flags fly. We'll see if that's a false start or an offsides. Each team will claim that the other moved first, and it's a false start against West Seneca. That's back-to-back penalties against the Indians, and now it'll be 1st and 15 from their own 24-yard line. Now I'm expecting with 11:32 to play in the fourth quarter, we're going to see a pretty steady diet of number 2. That would be Isaiah Simmons.
Yeah, he just lost 20 yards due to penalties, and with Simmons, he gets one carry, he can make that all up for you.
When you want to run the clock, too. And there's the handoff to Simmons, trying to go straight up the middle. He runs hard and gets maybe a yard or 2, 3 at the most, but he was hit almost immediately, and that'll bring up 2nd down. I'm certain if this was a normal season, Isaiah Simmons would be very much a contender for the Connolly Cup. Unfortunately, because of the kind of the season is, there will not be an official Connolly Cup awarded. That's the award that goes to the best football player in Western New York. It's a regular season award. And there's a handoff to Simmons. He's got some speed on the far side. He's got a 1st down and then some. Simmons out to about the 43-yard line. He's got a quick burst and great speed.
2 plays. They're back where they originally were supposed to be before the penalties were called.
That'll be a 1st and 10 for West Seneca West as the clock continues to tick.
1st and 10 on the 42.
Freeland barking signals. Now looks over to the bench. We don't have a play clock, so I can't tell you what that is. But I can tell you that Freeland's going to keep that himself. And some good hard running there. I couldn't tell if he wanted to hand that off to Simmons, and either he or Simmons was in the wrong spot. That looked like a bit of a broken play to me.
It was a broken play. He looked to his left. I think he was assuming Simmons was on his left side. Does a little 360 spin, and, when you're facing a rush like that on a broken play, you have to just, try to get as much forward progress as you could.
Well, there's a loss of 2 on the play, so it's 2nd and 12 from the 40-yard line for West Seneca West. And it fakes the handoff, the short pass to Simmons, gets away from one man, comes to the near side, and is brought down out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. Bryce Hand on the tackle there, and that'll bring up 3rd down as the clock continues to tick. 9:05 to play in the fourth quarter. West Seneca West very content to let the clock run. They lead 21-7 as we're under the 9-minute mark.
That burst of speed by Simmons is just unbelievable, because Andrew Takas, their defensive lineman for Hamburg, he was literally within inches from him. Then as soon as he turns on the Jets, he's fingertips away from bringing him down and just goes right by him to get more yards.
There's the handoff to Simmons, looking for running room, and he's got some. He's close to another 1st down I think he might have another first down.
I believe
Isaiah Simmons, wow.
he is a yard short.
So it'll be 2nd and 1 after the, so it'll be, excuse me, fourth and a yard. So West Seneca West will line up to go for it here.
It's going to be a big play for Hamburg's defense. You stop them here, get great field position.
There's the snap and the handoff to Simmons, and Simmons looks like he's got the first down. Isaiah Thomas, a short gain, but good enough for the first down. So West Seneca West will continue the drive. The chains will move on the far side, and it's 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line of Hamburg.
And what Simmons showed there on his rushing and his burst of speed, it just, that's how you tire defenses. Because even with a 4th or short situation, if you get Simmons there, all he can get you 3 or 4 yards and give you on average 5 to 10 yards per play. And that's just tough for defenses to try and stop.
A methodical drive underway here for West Seneca West, a time-consuming drive. Freeland will hand it off to Mobley, and he's got good yardage. He's all the way down close to the 35-yard line. Jaden Massey, excuse me, on the carry that time. So Simmons gets a break, and Massey takes it all the way down to about the 36-yard line as the clock continues to move. The chains will move. That's a first down. Gain of 10 for Massey. Jaden Massey, junior running back, 5'7" and 165 pounds. And Massey will stay in the game as the lone running back for Lucas Freeland. Massey will get the ball, and going nowhere as the Hamburg defense throws him back to about the 43-yard line. We'll see where they spot that one. Loss of 4 makes it 2nd and 14. So the Hamburg defense rising up there, making the play as the clock ticks down to the 6-minute mark. 21-7. West Seneca West leading this one. Second and 14. Freeland. The short pass to Pio Warzik on the far side. He's got some running room. Still on his feet. And finally brought down close to the 10-yard line. Justin Pio Warzik with the big gain after the catch for West Seneca West, and the Indians are in business.
Got Freeman to worry about in terms of throwing and running. You got Simmons to worry about. You got Macy to worry about. And now you got Pierre Warzik as well in the receiving game. There's just too many weapons on this offensive side for the Indians. And that is why, they had that big victory in week 1 and why they're up so much. Up 21-7 here late in the 4th.
1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. A West Seneca West touchdown here will make this a really big hill for Hamburg to climb. Freeland will keep it himself, and he's got maybe a yard, 2 or 3 at the most. Freeland on the keeper there. That'll bring up 2nd and 5 from the 6-yard line as that clock continues to tick. Less than 4.5 to play in the 4th quarter. 21-7, West Seneca West. Jaden Massey remains in the game. Pass on the far side, tipped and caught anyway. And brought down short of the end zone is Weatherspoon. It'll be 3rd and goal. DeMarion Weatherspoon, the ball was tipped. He made the catch. Nice catch, but he was unable to get it into the end zone. 3rd and goal. They did. They gave him a first down. All right. Well, an even better play by Weatherspoon then. And Simmons comes back into the game where it's 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Look at the scoreboard. 1-1-1 in the 4th quarter. I always get a kick out of that. I don't know why. So Simmons is back in the game. Freeland to the outside. Into the end zone. Touchdown, West Seneca West. Lucas Freeland makes it a 27-7 game with 3:02 to play in the 4th quarter. Freeland faked the handoff to Simmons and went around the far side for 6.
That's the 2nd rushing touchdown of the game, and it's a similar play to what they did when he got his first one. They assumed it was Simmons. They go for their option play. He ends up keeping it. He sees space to his left side, runs towards the corner of the end zone, and now with 27-7 with 3 minutes remaining to go in the game.
And Hortman's kick is good. And with 3:02 to play in the 4th quarter, it's West Seneca West 28 and Hamburg 7. We'll take a short break and be back after this.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
Welcome back to Hamburg. West Seneca West has just scored to take a 28-7 lead over the Bulldogs with 3:02 to play here in the 4th quarter. West Seneca West getting set to kick it off. And the kick goes to the far side. It'll bounce and picked up by one of the up men and brought back to about the 39 or 40-yard line where Hamburg will have it 1st and 10.
Want to get a quick update to the couple of games we have going live for Western New York Athletics. Pioneer currently up on Burgard 38-8 with 5:07 remaining in that one. And as for Niagara Wheatfield and McKinley, they're in the 4th quarter. Wheatfield up on McKinley 26-12.
I saw McKinley play Kenmore West. That was a really good game. West won 20-18. McKinley can be explosive. But it sounds like tonight it's not quite working the way the Macs would like it to. I have another score that I just got texted after 3 quarters. Eden 30, Springville 18. That comes from Denny Sarro, the chairman of the Connolly Cup. So Hamburg trailing 28-7 late in the 4th quarter. Bulldogs trying to get some offense. It's been tough here in the 2nd half. And Lavelle picks up the ball, is coming to the near side, and he's hit hard by Witherspoon and dragged down by Witherspoon. DeMarion Weatherspoon, a senior wide receiver and safety, 6'2", 170 pounds, and he used all those 170 pounds on that tackle. That'll bring up 2nd and 10, no gain on the play. Lavelle rolls to the right, stops, throws, deep downfield, incomplete, overthrown. Double coverage over there. Weatherspoon and Mobley both having the coverage on Bryce Hand. That'll bring up 3rd and 10. 1:54 remaining in the 4th quarter, 28-7 West Seneca West.
Now, right now, if Hamburg, similar to what happened in their game 1 against Jamestown, just try to get some positive things going towards the end of this one, try to get a quick score here to at least cut this game down to 2 scores.
They have their work cut out for them, trailing 28-7, 1:54 showing on the clock in the fourth quarter. 3rd and 10 for Jeffrey Lavelle and company. Lavelle back to pass. He's under pressure. He throws. The ball's up for grabs, and it falls short at about the 50-yard line, intended for Bryce Hand, and it'll be 4th down. So we'll see what the Bulldogs will do here. At this point, got to go for everything here, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was part of their first drive, was they just went for it. They were confident. That's what led to their first touchdown in the game.
Well, I mean, at this point, you're down 3 touchdowns, so it's 4th down. You're not going to not go for it. And Lavelle brings him out of the huddle. The snap is low. Lavelle struggles to pick it up, does pick it up, rolls to the right, sets himself, throws. High, overthrown, and incomplete. And Lavelle made a great play to just pick up the ball and roll to the right. The pass really didn't have much chance of being caught. It was high and overthrown, but he did save the ball after the snap when it was dropped and bobbled. So that part of the play was impressive. And the real thing is he really remained quite composed. So West Seneca West will take over on downs. And it looks like West isn't going to do anything besides just kneel it down. There's one kneel down. So it'll be 2nd and 10, and they'll run the clock off and kneel it down again. West not bothering to go into the huddle. The team just standing at the line of scrimmage as the clock ticks down. And all they're going to do is kneel down. And here comes the second kneel down. Less than a minute showing on the clock. You can hear some sporadic applause.
Yeah, West Seneca West will go to 2-0 on the season. They'll be on the road next week, taking on McKinley next Friday for a 7 p.m. kickoff.
And where does Hamburg go?
I'm going to look up Hamburg's
okay.
Well,
this is 3rd down with 30 seconds. There's the kneel down. And that should do it. The teams shake hands as the game comes to an end. The final score, West Seneca West 28, Hamburg 7. So, Jake, some final thoughts on this one, and tell us where Hamburg is going next week.
So for this game in particular, I like what Hamburg did during the start of the game. They changed it up a little bit from the previous matchup. It gave them an advantage to the start. But once West Seneca West was able to figure themselves out and figure out what Hamburg was doing, they were able to, strategically able to attack them on the defensive side. Isaiah Simmons didn't have the game he had in game 1, but, man, he was just as good as he was. They were able to go up and just have a tremendous, all-around good thrashing on the offensive side, and it led them to a 28-7 victory. Hamburg goes 0-2 on the year, and they'll take on Grand Island next Friday at 7 at their place.
At Hamburg or at Grand Island?
It will be at Grand Island.
At Grand Island. I'll be at Grand Island tomorrow night for Jamestown at Grand Island. We want to thank you for watching. For Mike Wagner, Jake Fyack, and Tim Gardner, I'm Stu Boyer, reminding you once again the final score, West Seneca West 28, Hamburg 7. Thanks for watching. Have a good night, everybody.